Can you do PG?
I can do PG.
Just don't make me regret this.
No.
Okay.
No, trust me, you're good. Trust me, I'm worried about ruining my public image and canceling you.
I got you. So, yeah, this will go. I'm sure your chain of command will see this.
I hope not.
And hold it against you. Anything.
If I get in trouble, maybe.
Yeah. Well, let's not get in trouble. I will say, though, before we get like super into this, you're the first person we've had that's ever flown 2,000 miles just to be on this podcast.
Anything for you, bud.
Yeah. Well, and you're doing another thing, too. You're rounding out our armed forces representation here.
Really?
Never had a sailor.
Nice. I'm a fake sailor. We don't go to the boat.
A fake sailor?
Mm-hmm. So I'm in an expeditionary squadron. We don't see a boat unless we fly over it. I got it made.
What is an expeditionary squadron?
So essentially, just in itself, like, we don't go to the boat. I don't know how else to describe it. But
okay.
I've got friends that are like, oh, I'm ship's company. This is miserable. I'm on deployment. I stayed in 3 5-star resorts. One of those, I didn't do a thing. Jets never flew in. The hardest part was getting up, mustering, and going back to sleep.
That's tough.
Oh, it was hard.
So we had a guy on, it'll be 2 episodes back now by the time this one airs, who was a Marine. He spent his entire enlistment on an aircraft carrier.
Oh.
So you guys are like, y'all got this weird thing going on.
Well, the Marines are a part of the Navy.
Right.
Bring that up to a Marine, they'll say, yeah, the men's department. And you just, you got me on that one. Not going to argue. So.
The Navy, though. Mm-hmm. Did young 7-year-old Daniel Reyes ever think, I'll join the Navy one day?
Maybe at one time.
Yeah.
But things weren't going according to plan. Nothing seemed to, progress in my life. So I said, we're going to enlist and do something different.
Okay.
I haven't regretted it. Some days. What were we talking about?
You were talking about how little 7-year-old Daniel Reyes didn't think that he was going to enlist, but then you didn't think your life was going anywhere, so you decided to sign up.
Let's jump on it. So.
All right, let's do it.
Which my grandfather, he was on the USS Yorktown back in World War II. Somehow, miraculously got off of it. He didn't really talk about it much. So.
The Yorktown. Which one was the Yorktown?
It was a carrier.
Yeah. Is that the one that's in Charleston now? Mm-hmm. I've been on that boat.
You have?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you can do a cool tour, and they've got, I guess at some point they recovered the runway, but they've got part of it exposed where you can see the old wooden runway, and it's wild. I can't imagine landing a plane on that.
About 7 or so, my grandfather went to a World War II reunion. I got to go on it as well. And
wow.
From that moment, I was like, ooh, a ship does not look fun.
Yeah.
And I struck gold.
We were there. I don't know. You go onto the boat, and they've got there's a stripe painted for 3 different tours that you can go on. It's self-guided, whatever. And we picked one of the tours. I don't remember if it was red or blue or what it was. But we were on that ship for, I don't know, hours. Mm-hmm. And we were like, man, this has been a cool tour. We've seen this whole ship. We saw a third of the ship. And it's not even, by today's standards, it's a small aircraft carrier. But, yeah, I wouldn't want to be on there either.
No.
All the doorways are tiny.
Which a friend of mine, just going to refer to him as the Streets.
The Streep.
The Streets.
Street, okay.
Yeah. He ended up getting, extended on his deployment, which ironically, first we met in Guam. I just said, hey, how you doing? Deployment treating you good? Yeah, I'm going to Guam. I'm in Guam. So he stayed on my couch for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
In a hotel room. But, yeah.
Your resort.
Yeah. I'm living in this king-size bed. He's over on a couch, half the size of this table.
How are you in the Navy? I don't understand what we're doing. We're in the Navy, but we don't, I had a buddy that was in the Navy. He spent his entire enlistment at the hospital at 29 Palms as a corpsman. And at the end of it, he was like, I don't even feel like I was in the Navy. I never went on the water, never saw a boat, certainly never saw, it was during, the height of the war or whatever. He could, none of that.
So he must have been greenside. He was actually going over.
I guess.
Okay. My chief in boot was greenside corpsman. And he said he ranked up quick. Corpsmen don't usually do that. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of rank, I just put on E5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was not sure if I could ask you about...
We're going to leave all the work at that.
Yeah, I got you. So E5 is enlisted at the 5th tier, which makes you what?
Second class petty officer.
Second class petty officer.
Mm-hmm.
So the highest enlisted rank in the Navy is chief petty officer, right?
That's an E7. Then
Okay.
there's senior chief at E8.
Senior chief. Okay.
E9 is master chief,
Master chief. Okay.
which is the MCPON.
So a master chief that is not the same as a chief petty officer is the same.
Well, no.
Okay.
Master chiefs are a little bit more
Okay.
angry.
He didn't mean that. He did not mean that.
They know.
That's cool. So you're E5 now. That's awesome. I guess that's a little bit of a pay raise and a nicer hotel.
Not till June.
Okay.
So
That's. I mean, you're inside of 6 months now.
that's true. That's true. And that's actually within my birthday window. So
When is your birthday?
June 16th.
Yeah. So you're gonna be happy birthday from the Navy. Here's your new pay grade.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Does that mean a new duty station for you?
No.
Okay.
So I'll be at that duty station till May 2026, unless I decide to extend.
Right.
Then it'll be beginning of January of 27.
How long have you been in?
The 18th of this month will be 2 years.
2 years. Okay. So me and PJ were talking about this the other day, and we were like, has Reyes been in? I thought it had been 2 years, and PJ was like, I think it's a year. I was like, no, it hadn't been a year. It's been more than a year. It's been two years.
Just about.
Holy smokes.
And I feel like I've grown up a lot since then.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of things that I've never usually would consider doing. But
What kind of things?
like I said, singing karaoke, always terrified to do that.
Yeah.
So do that. Used to have hesitations about going to bars alone. Not afraid to do that anymore. Being a, I don't want to say better person. That just sounds bad.
That's okay. Like that's what this is all about, right? I mean, you were some kid from Armuchee, Georgia, who was looking for purpose and like a goal and all these things that you didn't have, and now that you have that, it's okay to say you're a better person.
I feel like a better person anyway. So I just don't want people thinking, oh, he was a degenerate. So
Well, I mean, there are people who know you and wouldn't think that about you, but that's why we have these conversations, so people can look at this and go, well, he's a different guy.
me in the gym is not an accurate representation.
It's not an accurate representation of like the bad guy wrestlers you see on TV. Like that's who they made you be in the gym, and you
Total
embraced
antagonist.
it. You were good at it, but I never thought that was like who you. I've always been the president of the Daniel Reyes fan club.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So
better guy all the way around.
I like to think so anyway. Some
Yeah.
people are like, oh, forget this guy.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. That's awesome though, man. So, are you training any in wherever you are now?
The last time I trained before coming back to Scramble was in Misawa, Japan. It was free on base.
Wasawa?
Misawa.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Small town, almost like Rome,
Yeah.
but there was a strong language barrier.
Well, I imagine so. So, are you the only American in the gym?
No, there was more of us.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you said free on base.
Mhm.
Okay.
and I was looking for a judo gym out there, but
Yeah.
I would have got hurt out there.
Probably. That's real deal judo over there, right? Like it's the motherland.
But other than that, I haven't really been able to train. I work
No.
nights, so
Mm.
and the only places out there, of course, they work
Yeah.
nights.
So, can we say what it is you do in the Navy? I know we can't say what it is you're going to do.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I don't know. It might be funny. No, we're not going to get you in trouble. That's the last thing I want to do. I just, in the Navy, staying in hotels, whatever it is, can't be like, you're not in the CIA.
Oh no.
Maybe you are, and you're just telling me you're staying in hotels.
Maybe one day.
One day.
We'll
yeah.
see.
So, I mean, what? I don't know. Now we got to work around this whole thing where we can't talk about certain things. I think you're the only active duty person I've had on. You know what? I guess Keith Doucette is active duty Army, but he's a recruiter.
Oh. Okay.
And he's here locally, so it's not like he ain't holding like secrets or anything.
No. Just people's social security.
Yeah,
numbers and whatnot.
yeah.
You can do a lot with that.
Yeah,
So.
you can. And he does. He's a fantastic recruiter. I wouldn't join the Army, but Keith might talk me into it.
I gotcha.
So one of those dudes. So how do we get to the point though where you sign up? We were kind of hitting on that a minute ago. Just direction.
Like, what do you mean? Like, as far as
Like,
step
why would
one?
you join the Navy?
It all depends person to person. Personally, like I said, didn't feel like I was going anywhere,
Yeah,
and I needed change, so that's what we did.
I got you. So, but when you first talked about it, you were going to go in and be an electrician, I think.
I wanted to be in IT,
Okay.
and I kind of screwed the pooch on that one.
This part of growth, right?
It's part of growth.
Yeah.
So
Then you're stuck with whatever it is that you do now.
that was the moment I realized I needed a filter, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to come up. I mean, it is what it is. We all need a filter occasionally.
Well, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, we've been recording for 12 minutes now, and you're an active duty sailor. Hadn't cursed one time.
Terrific.
Yeah. What's life like in the Navy at this point?
I'd say it's different for me than most, because like I said, most people are going to be on a ship.
Yeah.
They live on that ship. I live over on Washington State in Oak Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. People kind of drive me insane a little bit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have asked for a better place.
So you live off post?
Wait, what's that?
You live off post?
Unfortunately, I'm stuck in the barracks right now.
Okay.
If that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Is that a temporary thing, or?
In June, I'll get basic allowance for housing, BAH.
Okay.
So once that kicks in, we'll be making it.
Bad. You living by yourself? I mean, I guess you're in a barracks. Like, how private is a barracks? You just a wide open bunkhouse?
So we refer to it as a petty officer barracks.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own room, but we share a bathroom and a common area. But it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
No.
I mean, as long as you got somewhere you can go and close the door and just not be with somebody else for a minute.
That helps a lot sometimes. Yeah. Now, when I first moved in, there was mold in the shower. It was just disgusting. And, of course, I'm a bit of a clean freak. I'm having to go through gloves and everything, clean that sucker. So.
Nasty. Bunch of nasty sailors.
Degenerates.
Yeah. That's the rap, right? The sailors are they're the angry, tattooed, drunk, fighting guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, how true is that in today's Navy?
There's a few.
Yeah, there's got to be, right?
There's a few, yeah.
No.
I personally try not to get in fights, get tattoos, anything like that. But
yeah.
I don't have the body for to show off tattoos.
You ain't got any tattoos yet?
Mm-mm. Don't
You've
need
been there almost 2 years with no tattoos.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Misawa, that would have been the perfect place. They're dirt cheap. And
do you want a dirt cheap tattoo, though?
Exactly. Well,
I mean, that'd be something I'd want to pay for, you know.
Well, the yen to the U.S. dollar ratio is so much different. It's like, like I think I got a few. No, I don't have any yen on me.
Oh, it would have been cool if you had yen.
Yeah.
So you've been to Japan,
Guam,
and
Palau, and Alaska for a day.
Where's Palau?
South Pacific.
Okay.
It's a little island, beautiful, tropic, but they don't have like, can I say like restaurant names and all that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, they don't have McDonald's or anything.
Just don't
like that.
cuss or spill any top secret beans, you know.
I gotcha. Well, it was just they don't have anything like that. So when you get there, you're like, oh, this is not the modern world.
You just got to eat everything on post.
Well, we found a chicken side stand.
Okay.
So
that's probably excellent too.
This is gonna sound really bad. I may or may not have been looking for cat and dog on the menu.
Okay.
Found bat soup.
Did you try the bat soup?
Not for $45 a bowl, no.
$45.
It was a whole bat, too. This thing's looking at you, taking a dip in coconut milk.
So it's just a bat in the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
People eat that.
Mm-hmm. Delicacy.
This is in Palau?
Palau.
Bat soup.
Now, we got a hold of some horse meat over in Japan. I love that stuff.
Bro, I got exposed. We have an Italian friend who shared some horse meat with me one time, and I was not ready for how good horse meat is. They've been lying to us.
Oh, yeah. No, it's incredible.
Man.
This was raw.
I was like, hey, you got some more of that? And we just ate a bunch of horse meat.
Well, hang on. Like I said, if I extend, we're going back. So I might get some more horse meat while I'm out there.
So I was a little like leery about this horse meat though. She was like, hey, you should try this. It's horse meat. And I was like, okay. I was like, where did you get horse meat? And she was like, oh, they sent it over from Italy. And I was like, well, how long was it in the mail?
That's the golden question.
Yeah, right? How long has this been laying around? It was good, though. I enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, I grew up with horses in rodeo.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh, this guy.
Had you tried horse before?
With same friend, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got you. So how different is where you're living now than Armurchie, Georgia?
I I can see the ocean, if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
The old Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
So, but it's almost identical, small town. I wouldn't say that island is not really liberal like you would think Washington State would be. I actually struck gold on that.
Okay.
Island, so. Some people hate it. I love it. Salmon fishing, hiking. The deer hunting's kind of hard to do.
Dude, if I can go salmon fishing, I'm in.
First one I caught about that long. Almost 10 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't catch one the year prior, but
yeah, beats the heck out of like a North Georgia speckled brook trout, though, right? I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the trout, but if you can catch a salmon, that's like 50 trout.
Mm-hmm.
You got like a whole mess of fish all in one.
Exactly.
What's the limit on like how many trout?
Two a day.
2 a day. 2 a day.
Mm-hmm.
We can eat on that.
Oh yeah, and next year plan on getting a freezer, filling that sucker up. Hopefully get an elk while I'm out there. Really fill it up.
Oh, I guess you are kind of like into elk country up there.
Mm-hmm. And I thought I found someone that let me hunt on her property. Never heard back from her. I was like,
that's always how it goes, right? You talk to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, you can hunt my place. Just let me know. And you never hear from them again. You get ghosted.
I was put on my best behavior and everything. I was like, yeah, I'll do some work around here as well, which I would. I love working around that.
Yeah,
farm.
You're a handy guy.
I try to be.
So how much time do you have to do? I mean, like apparently you're fishing and hunting, and what's your schedule like?
Like I said, nights. So my schedule changes day to day.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We have a flight schedule that posts our day to day. So some days I'll come in at 9, leave at 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some days I go in at 12, get off at 8 or 9. So it's a new day every day.
So your schedule, I mean, working overnight, your schedule is essentially based on how much you want to sleep during the day.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Yeah, getting back from deployment, I was working out at 4 a.m., got out of that.
Ooh.
Which on deployment, lost about 30 pounds, gained 10 back.
Yeah.
And I feel it, and it's like, okay.
Tango, I know, right? Me too. Have to back the tape up and see if we can get him on the episode. He's trying to sell a car right now. That's to the people that were here.
I gotcha. What's he selling?
It's got an Expedition, but it's got big tires and the Raptor motor and light bars and all kinds of wild kid stuff. Dang.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to go check about my 1960 Chevrolet.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. It's been in the shop for...
Dang. How long have you had that car?
Couple, like 7, almost 10 years.
No kidding. Just been chilling out at the Reyes farm?
In my dad's farm, yeah.
Okay.
And last year I said, hey, we're getting this going. So.
All right. You got a what? What is it?
1960 Chevrolet Apache. It's a single cab truck.
Okay, I was going to ask. I don't know what an Apache is.
No. Well, my phone, it's on the charger. So
oh, good.
Otherwise, I'll show you some pictures.
1960. Okay, I'd never even heard of that before. Where do you find a 1960 Chevrolet Apache?
Good luck.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up. Chevro. How do you spell Chevrolet? Apache. This is a brutal episode that Tango's going to have to put together. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm trying my best. I really am.
No, you're doing good. It's just, okay. I've seen one of these before. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. What kind of state is it in?
It's not the best of state, but...
I mean, it's a 65-year-old pickup truck.
Yeah. I mean, the body's still great. Original engine. Everything's original, so I don't plan on changing anything.
Okay. How far off is it from running?
That's a good question. I need to go poke the old bear of my mechanic and see what's going on with it.
So you just handed it over to this guy and was like, get it going.
Mm-hmm. Brought it on a rollback. I was like, 10, please take care of this for me.
Wow.
I need this. Okay.
That's all. Shout out your mechanic if he doesn't mind.
Yeah. 10 Negan, I believe.
Okay.
How do you say his last name? But yeah, great work. He can, import car, take care of it like that.
Cool.
So, used him for many years now.
Good deal. He's an Armurchie fellow, I guess?
West Rome.
Okay. Close enough. Same difference.
Yeah, essentially.
So are you like a car guy, or is this just one that you grabbed onto at some point?
So my dad had it, and I was like, I want that more than you. And I pestered the bejesus out of him, so he gave it to me.
One of those things where, like, you got this truck sitting out in the barn, and you're like, one of these days I'm going to fix it up. And at some point he realized he was not going to fix it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which he's got a few cars like that.
Yeah.
one day, maybe after the Navy, certain job really kicks in, we'll make some money enough to do that.
Okay. So you have there's a goal for after the Navy, like you're already working on.
I was actually talking to a mutual friend of ours about that.
Okay.
Fingers crossed everything works out.
Is this, a mutual friend that like has some influence?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Cool. No, that's awesome, man. It seems like so many guys go in and they're some kid from some small town with no direction in life. And they're like, I'm going to join the military. And they come out and they just go back to being some guy from a small town with no direction in their life. So having some purpose, like while you're in there, finding out, figuring out what's next has got to be, it's better than not having anything at all.
Exactly. And my New Year's resolution, get my associate's degree for, information technician in IT.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was my original rate, so
right.
may as well try again. And
okay.
I don't even have to dip into my GI Bill this time, so.
So you want to do this after you get out?
Oh, no. This is
during?
As soon as I get back, I'm going to sign up for online classes.
Oh, okay. So does that bump your pay?
No.
An associate doesn't?
No. Now, as a bachelor's degree, I could go officer.
I was going to say, you can go to...
Well, any kids listening out there, take school seriously.
Cool. If you just want to stick around, like I said, he just got back into town like 3 hours ago. He's been in DFW for several days. But, yeah, cool. Man, that's so much better. Wow. So you may have to, you got your work cut out for you on this one.
That's fine.
Because at one point I got up and walked around and
I can,
that's
normal.
Yeah. Reyes hadn't cussed yet though. So that's good.
That's the big shock.
That's
I know
it.
He was worried about that. Like,
No. We got bleeps for that.
Yeah. Don't tell him that. He'll take advantage of that. So how much can you say anything at all about what your after Navy plan is?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's been like that. I'm trying to this guy to talk, and he's into G14 classified stuff that we can't get into. No, it's fine.
I can tell you, I picked up a collateral suicide prevention coordinator.
Okay.
I'm passionate about that.
Did we talked about that, didn't we?
I don't believe we did.
A text message or two, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah. That's all. What's the deal with that? Talk about that.
So essentially, I am a key point. If someone has suicidal ideations, they can come to me anytime, and I will get them the resources.
Okay.
So, and actually, I'm not going to disclose any names.
Yeah.
I've actually had to make that call before. Not even a week after getting the call. It's less than
holy smokes.
I'm glad you came and told me, but I'm going to have to do something about that.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea, right? It's not just so like, hey, I got these thoughts, and like that's where it ends. Like there's a person that's going to do something about that. What's the inspiration behind that?
I've had a few people in my life take their own life, so it's just I want to do better and actually be active and try to help people wherever I can.
Man, that's awesome. We talk about this.
We do. Can we get you to pull your mic down a little bit?
Sure.
Like,
Too much.
That's perfect.
Bueno.
Much better.
Cool. Maybe we got that sorted out now. But we've talked about this. We talked about it with Kobe Reeves on here, who's a soldier, and Keith Doucette and Lyle Norris with the Marine. We talked about before about the veteran suicide rate that we look at, and it's not based on whether or not the guy was in combat or how long he'd been in service or whether he was even still in service. But people, I guess, like you are trying to do something about it.
We're trying.
Yeah.
It's kind of outrageous in the military, but even outside, I want to help anyone. There's my big fear. Going back into Oak Harbor, there's a bridge called Deception Pass. And let's say coming back after midnight, I'm going to see someone standing on that bridge and about to jump. And it's like, oh, crap.
Like all the time.
That happens on that bridge. So it's a thought that comes into my mind when I'm coming back at night. So
these are all service people?
Mm-mm.
Just people in the area that's the place you go do that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I saw a post said, has anyone seen my husband, his keys, phone, wallet? They were all by the bridge. Can't find them.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Man, but there are people. How common is that? Not the suicide, like we know the numbers on that, but how many people are available in the service, like as somebody you can call and talk to?
there's a myriad of resources.
Yeah.
So Fleet and Family, chaplains, suicide prevention coordinators, and also Green Ribbons.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to be pulled aside at any time. Say,
That's me.
Okay. I've heard of all of those except for Green Rib. What is a Green Ribbon?
so they also have the ability to provide resources, but it's just a symbol on their uniform that says, "Hey, you can come and talk to me." At any
Okay.
moment.
So you can see this guy walking by and know who he is and not have to like look up resources on your phone or whatever.
Exactly.
I gotcha. So what separates him from the other people you mentioned?
So I want to say a suicide prevention coordinator is essentially they're looking out for their command itself, whereas a Green Ribbon, anyone can approach them and talk to them about it. So
okay,
I could be wrong. I need to look further into that.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Man, that's cool stuff though.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah. That's purpose stuff. That's life-changing stuff for you and for whoever might reach out to you.
Right.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's grown-up Reyes stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm trying to do better with my life. And
Man, well, you messaged me, I don't know, it's been a couple weeks ago now, and you were like, hey, I'm a different person. I'm going to be in town. Let's do this podcast. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's find out. So far, 29 minutes in. I was, man. I was like, I'll have him on. I've done episodes before that never went to air.
Really?
Yeah, because different reasons, whatever. Not necessarily even because something anybody said, but like I sat once with a guy and we talked for like an hour and a half about all this information. And before it went to air, all the information was irrelevant and non-existent. So it just didn't matter anymore, and it wouldn't have done us any good to run the episode. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you're cool. This is why I have a producer, because sometimes things glitch and I don't know what to do. I was just going to start shaking wires until good things happen. But, which is not nearly as good a plan as being able to call somebody who knows. So what was that process like, getting that certification?
Essentially an online training and familiarizing myself with everything that comes along with the territory.
Yeah.
So it's never ending.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, I wish I didn't pick this up, but then I think if I'm helping somebody, it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough because you got your own stuff. You know, everybody does. Whatever your life has been like you've got your own baggage, we'll call it. But now you're stepping up to carry that for everybody else. And whether those people are able to change their life for the better after a conversation with you or not, that goes with you forever.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to step up and be like, hey, I want to be that guy, like, that's a big deal. It's a heck of a lot for a kid from
Rome, Georgia.
Yeah, yeah. But it's awesome that there are people that'll do that, though. And I don't know, do sailors, airmen, soldiers, whoever, military members, do they not know that there are resources available, or is it just not something that comes to mind?
In the heat of the moment, I doubt they're thinking about that.
Yeah.
So, but I'm doing my best for my command to say, hey, we have resources available. And my big fear, it's a personal fear, public speaking.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to address the whole command, say, hey, these are our resources. You can come talk to us. And there's like almost 200 people in that command. When I get out there, I'm going to go, oh.
You know, though, I've been in a room on stage in front of thousands of people, and I've talked to, 2 people at a time in an address like that. And it's way easier. The bigger the number, the easier it is, for me at least, because it's less personal in terms of like, I got to look at this person and make eye contact. Like me and you can sit here and do this, and we're wearing headphones and we have microphones, but if we weren't, we might be having the same conversation.
Right.
So like, whatever, that's no big deal. But to talk to a small group, I always thought was harder than a big group.
Well, I'm trying to, I know it sounds crazy, use karaoke, even situations like this, because I know there's people out there watching. Yeah. It's a big podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. So, huge. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, there's eyes on me right now. Mm-hmm. I can do this.
Yeah.
So just anyway.
Yeah. There will be at least as many people that see this as you'll have to talk in front of.
Right.
So yeah.
Just doing anything I can to mentally prepare myself.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it would seem like if I could sing in front of a group, I could talk.
That's totally different.
Is it?
When Barry Manilow song comes playing on, it's like that. I can slip them out.
We've never had anybody sing on here before. You don't have to. I'm not going to. We can work up to it. No, but it's cool though, man, that you're taking that step to be that person for whoever. And where I was going with that was, you said it a minute ago, all this is worth it if I can help one person.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's your mindset when you address your entire 200 member command and you say, hey, if there's one of these people out here whose life is going to change because of something that I say or a direction I point them in, it's been worth it.
Exactly.
And they would be nervous too. That's the other side of it, right? If anybody else in this room had to get up here and give any kind of address, they'd be nervous. So, take those with you.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
Yeah.
And I do have a question for you, though.
Okay.
You have a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsors.
No sponsors.
Dang it.
We're all winging this.
I really want to go. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're brought to you in part by...
Do we have something? We got something, right? Something we can stump for?
I knew it threw a curveball at you.
It's all good. We love Scramble. Scramble loves us.
Some days I'm just like, I don't want to go in there.
Are you training any while you're in town?
I've been twice.
Okay.
And Jason beat the bejesus out of me.
Jason Wood.
Yeah.
That's his job. You've been gone for a long time.
Well, I tried to... I don't want to say what I call it because it's not politically correct anymore.
Okay, let's not.
But
We can beep it.
I went knee on neck.
Yeah, that's a Reyes thing to do.
Well, he said, someone restart that clock. And he immediately got out and put me in, said knee on neck. And it was like, oh, great. This is what it feels like.
Do you remember the first conversation you and I ever had?
No.
Okay, so we're in Old Scramble on Martin Luther King. And I was done. I hadn't been training long, but I rolled a couple times when I was done. I was sitting on the bench. We used to have those benches on the edge of the mat. And I'm watching you roll with Jason. And at one point, you guys are in like a north-south.
I'm on bottom.
Yeah, of course, right? It goes without saying. And then like a guy from a kung fu movie, he springs up and like runs up your face. It busted your nose. Do you remember this? You were bleeding.
I've had that happen a few times, but I think it's starting to come back.
Yeah, and then this is the most Jason thing ever. Without you knowing, he tells me to record it and does it again. Runs up your face with his feet. It was like the movie. You ever seen Remo Williams back in the day? His guy, his
Before
master.
my time.
Yeah, right. His guy's name's Chun, and he runs across the water like because he's such a ninja or whatever. And that's what it reminded me of. And I was like, oh, that's what a black belt does. Like,
if you have that recording, I need to see it.
I'll have to see if I do. That's been a long time ago on a different phone. We'll see.
That was what, almost 4 or 5 years ago?
About 4 years. Yeah, just over 4 years ago.
Where does the time go?
Oh, dude, so you've been in the Navy for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't decide if it was 1 or 2 the other day. Like that's how hard. That's time. That's how time goes.
Yeah. Have you been able to train any?
Man, no. I was in there. I got hot and heavy about June, August, July, August. Whenever our seminar was, I was like, I'm in, man. I need to get back into this and train a whole bunch, and I did for a little while. And then I had this neck thing that happens when you're old or whatever. And then I was able to get back in. I trained on PJ's birthday. Went in there and beat him up. I didn't beat PJ up. But that's been about the last time, which was, second week of November or whatever. And it's first week of January now. So, yeah, not a lot.
I'm in town for 1 more week.
Okay. I was about to ask how long
I need to see you.
I'll be there Thursday night.
Good man.
I'm going to try to make, that's my thing going forward. I stay so busy that, I'm up late. So 6 a.m. is tough. And then I've got, an actual job. So 9 a.m. is tough. And then, we're doing this a lot of nights. And, so I'm not making it. But I'm deciding, Thursday is going to be my day. If I can only go once a week, it is what it is. But
let's just say I have something special planned.
I'm
for
sure
you.
you do, Reyes. I'm tired and old and hadn't trained. And
something I picked up in Japan.
you a young fella in the Navy, you're going to rough me up.
Oh, I feel old every day. What are you talking about?
How old are you now?
29.
Okay, so you're old for a new Navy guy.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like going in there with all those kids?
A lot of them were just so immature. It's like, okay, I'm going to separate myself from you guys. And in boot camp, they all got beat. I went almost 3 weeks. When I say beat, it was just intense training exercise, ITE.
Yeah.
I went 3 weeks without that, and it wasn't bad until my knees started to like inflame,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, it's like I don't want to do this anymore. We're getting
Yeah.
beat on tile, so
Ugh.
I don't want to do this.
You were training really hard though before you went in,
Mm-hmm.
and lost a bunch of weight and got in all kinds of good shape.
Gained it back after boot camp. Got in the fleet.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, but I got to lose a little bit more. 10 pounds,
Same.
I'll feel golden.
What do you weigh right now?
219.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Yeah. But you were bigger than that though before you left.
Let's not talk about that.
I'm just saying, you're doing better than you were. That's improvement, better person, all that stuff. And a velour suit. I can't get over the suit, dude.
Have you felt it?
I did on the way in.
I know the guests or the viewers. They're like, what is this? Goon
It's
wearing?
velour. Whatever. If you're just listening to this right now, if you're on Spotify or Apple or whatever, like it, velour is really nice.
Got the pants and everything.
What
to
is
match.
the
This? It says high roller, zigzag.
zigzag?
Yeah. They caught me with a limited edition, and it was that, and it was like 30% off.
Did you buy this out of a truck?
No.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought it up because when I was over there checking things, I was like, this dude's in a whole suit.
I know he got out of the
just
car
saw these.
and I could see him in the spotlight
I
from out back,
love
and I
it.
was like, "What in the world? Who is this guy? And what have you done with Daniel
This is-
Reyes?"
Yes.
Well, there was a T-shirt that I'm not going to mention that I was going
Okay.
to wear, but you said I had to wear it.
Yeah, I know the shirt you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you for not wearing that shirt.
I don't
We can
have
beep out something
yet.
you might say, but I can't for a whole episode.
No.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
I
Nothing
mean,
too bad.
Tango could, because Tango's really good at that, but that would be a chore. I wouldn't want to make you do that. Man, so you're here for another week?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been here?
I got here last Saturday.
Okay.
So.
So you got like 2 whole weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How much like vacation time do you get? Leave, we'll call it leave, I guess. Is
14 days.
just a year?
Well, no, 30 days you can accumulate.
Okay.
So I'm trying to bank as much as I can.
Yeah.
I didn't take any other leave this year.
Yeah. I remember you came back. You've been back once already, right?
This time last year.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And like I said, I went a whole year without taking leave. I was
Don't do
starting
that.
to mentally go
Yeah.
bananas.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
So we get, at my job, we get tons and tons of vacation time. And because there's so much of it, like you don't use it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can take it if I need it. And you just don't ever think about it. And I think it was Justin Franklin we were talking about. I had unlimited vacation time, just unlimited. Just take off whenever you want. And nobody ever took off work.
We're capped off at 60 days. So it's like after that, what is it? Lose or use. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to start using a little bit.
So if you're out there and you're thinking about joining the Navy, you can get 60 days off a year. Or you can accumulate that many.
Actually, this is the only career that I've had with so many off days. It's
Yeah.
actually really nice.
Well, yeah, you were working at a parts store before this. Like, good luck getting a day off work.
Yeah.
We got to have you, pal.
I still technically work there just for the discount. It's really nice. I got a transmission for $400.
For $400.
How do you beat that?
For that truck?
No,
Okay.
that's a brand. Well, no, I'm sorry. I bought a new truck.
Okay.
So that threw me off a little bit.
I got you. So do you have a car where you are?
24 Tacoma.
Wow.
My car, put a little too much money into it, and after deployment, put a little more money into it, started making a squeak. I was like, I am done with you right now. I'm so done. And I get emotionally attached to those things. So
It's hard. It's your car, man.
Yeah.
Your car's with you. Like after jiu-jitsu, when you go somewhere to cry, it's your car. That's where you go. So you get attached to these things.
Eric Hall pulled my head off one night, sat in my car and cried for a little bit. But
Whew.
when I left the dealership, I had the heated steering wheel on, heated seats on. It's like, I'm not looking back. This is nice.
Tango just bought a truck, and he's the same way. He's like, man, this thing's got a heads-up display and a heated trailer hitch. And I was like, what are you?
sold me was the heated steering wheel.
They're nice.
It's tough. I've never had a heated steering wheel.
It was a cold night, like it was getting cold that evening, and when they pulled it around for me to test drive it, they had already turned on the heated
Of
steering
course
wheel
they
in the
did.
seat. I sat in and I was like, whatever price, just give it to me.
Shut up and take my money.
Shut up and just kill me in debt right now, but it's fine.
Man.
It's fine.
So, man, but it's cool to see people that you know. And like, I'm an older guy now,
You're what,
And-
32?
Yeah, I'm 32 plus 14. But it was cool. Like, I always knew my role at the gym was not like, I was never going to be a world champion. But I was like going to be the old guy in the gym that said wise things and like, hey, I'll pray for you, pal, or whatever. But it's cool to see younger people buy a new truck because they've done well with their life. You know, and we had like Lyle Morris on last episode, and he had started a business and was booming and doing all these things. And but it's cool to see that with you or whoever.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a step up
Yeah.
from where you were.
Yeah.
But if you get a chance to get a vehicle with a heated steering wheel, please don't do it for me. Just do yourself a favor.
I got you. The heated steering wheel.
It changes everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially right now. Go ahead and start it up. Get it warm.
I'm going to be, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be in the market for a truck.
You hit the auto start button, and then you just let it warm up in the garage, and then
In the garage. I used to have a garage. I miss the garage. Now I just have to go out in the rain and get in my car.
Well, you got to get a garage,
Yeah.
especially if you get a new vehicle. It hails one day, you walk out.
Yeah.
Oh, what did I do?
So much for your new car.
Yeah.
So it probably rains a lot where you are now, right?
We're in the rainy season,
Yeah.
and I hate it. I
It's
miss
rainy season here, as it turns out. But
Well, yeah. And the other day it was so nice.
yeah,
T-shirt weather, and now it just dropped so cold.
it does. But it's just crummy weather most of the time where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I try to ride my bike as much as possible. The last day I was there, beautiful. I'm like, I can't go. I got to go to the airport. So love that.
Yeah. Do you fly like commercial though, or did you get to catch a military flight over?
I've never taken a NALO.
Okay.
Well, I've taken many NALOs, but never for like personal use.
Right.
So
I gotcha. Who was talking about that? Chase Lowe. I don't know if you know Chase. He's probably not as old as you, but he just graduated from officer training, whatever they call it in the Army, and had been here, took a military flight here, and was taking one back, and was like, we don't have to go through TSA or anything. And I was like, bro, that must be nice.
oh yeah, you can get away with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I've been told.
That's right. No, I wouldn't know. I know I held up the TSA line one time during COVID because Ayla had flown to Florida to hang out with her biological dad for a little while, and like she came back, and I had to go out to the gate to meet her. So like I got to go through TSA like I was getting on a plane or whatever. Well, everybody's got a mask on, and there's a glass shield up, and the TSA guy, none of them speak English anyway, or not good English, and I had no idea what this dude was saying. So I was like, well, I need a sign language interpreter. And I start sign. I know a little bit of sign language. I knew just enough to say, yeah, I need a sign language interpreter, right? So like, we got this guy, sign language interpreter. So there's a line piling up behind me, and a few people back, you wind through those things or whatever, and there's some distance back behind me, this little kid keeps going, what? Like every few minutes, this kid goes, what? So what is he doing? He must have done it 10 times. And then I hear somebody go, well, okay. And I turn around and it's little John. So the kid recognized him and was trying to get little John to play along with him. And finally he had to, because we were stuck in this line for an hour, and turned out it was my fault. But yeah, anyway, God bless the TSA.
Speaking of TSA, there's a new movie out.
Okay.
Carry On. Have you seen it?
I haven't. Are you familiar with this?
it's a Netflix thing. You got to
Okay.
watch it.
It's
I
really
don't
good.
spend much time on Netflix, but
Well, neither do I. But
Carry
sat down
On.
and watched with my mom.
Red ribbons are bad.
Yeah.
Red-
Red ribbons are bad.
okay.
So next time you're in the
We're
airport,
going to do a trailer for this movie now?
Don't. If you're flying, like I just got off a plane, like one of my bags actually has a red and black ribbon on it. And I was like, nope, that's gone.
I'm leaving that one right there.
We are not touching the bomb bag.
Oh, it's okay. All right.
it's a good movie. You should give it a watch.
I'll watch it tonight
Yeah.
after the kiddos go to bed.
Well, if you can stay up that late.
It's tough. It's hard these days.
It is.
Most of the time, like, I don't know, I'm going to stay up after the kids are up and after the kids go to sleep, and I'll get to do what I want to do. I can play Fortnite or watch TV, and
No, you're knocked out.
I get that, or like I get both of them down. Not both of them. One of them pops back up like a flipping zombie movie. There's always, whoa, I'm back.
Have you ever tried melatonin?
Yes.
Kids melatonin.
Yes.
So here's a treat. Here you go.
Man, and they like it, but like we don't want to give it to them every night.
No.
Because they're like, it stunts puberty or whatever, and so does coffee apparently, but we don't want them to have that either. But yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of coffee, Washington State, there's so many coffee shops. They can't live without it.
They like invent coffee there, the Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I've been to that original Starbucks.
Is it cool?
The line is always packed.
I'll bet.
And, you know, it's the same menu. But
It's still a $7 latte, right?
Yeah. There is one coffee shop called the Ladybug.
Mm-hmm.
Women wear lingerie. It's there. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I went in there. I was like, okay, I want some coffee.
Surprise.
I was like, oh.
Right. Not a family establishment.
No.
Why would you put those things together? I get beer and wings, you know, okay, but coffee?
Anything to make $1.
I guess so.
So it works.
Apparently, the place is still in business, right?
Yeah.
God bless them.
I hope that wasn't too much for the.
That was okay.
Okay.
That was okay. That was better than Keith Doucette's snake story.
Yeah. I'm coming in like kind of in the middle of this.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
You're based in Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're like Seattle, where the subs are.
About 2 hours from Seattle.
All right,
Thank
I know
goodness.
exactly which base that is.
Okay. So you're not in the same place with the subs.
No, thank
Okay.
goodness.
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
Mm-hmm. There are jets every night that keep me awake, and
Screaming eagles.
yeah, I love jet noise, but sometimes
It's cool, like when you get to pick when you hear it.
yeah.
You know, like I like going. My cousin was stationed he was in Jacksonville. He was a chief petty officer down there. 86, the Sidewinders. That was his thing. There was a guy from there in the new Top Gun movie. You can see it on his helmet.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, an actor at least. But we would go there and watch the planes take off and see some land, and it was cool. But like, not all day, every day.
No.
Like, I want to sleep sometime or just watch TV without like, my house shaking. And
Well, with I say community service. I'm not in trouble. I'm not in trouble.
legitimate community service.
This is for my evaluation report.
Okay.
I've accumulated 126 hours, but primarily I drive a model of the USS Nimitz, an old aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
That's the most easy hours.
You
I've ever
drive
done.
that.
No, I tow it rather.
Okay.
So I do that. Yeah, that'd be awkward. Driving.
Well,
down
I didn't
Seattle.
know if it was like, because they see those like battleships they drive in parades, and it's like a little go-kart with the battleship built over. I didn't know if that's what you were. I needed pictures of that.
I'm going to recommend doing that to the Nimitz, though.
Yeah, for
I'm gonna
sure.
Have to. But no, we go to air shows, and I've seen aircraft from like World War II.
Okay.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But the best one, F-35.
That's the P-35 is the Mustang. That's where I went, right? Which one's the F-35?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Oh, F-35 Lightning.
Yeah.
So that one's top secret.
Oh.
I probably shouldn't.
It's the eagle.
Is it so top secret that Tango knows about it?
Well, no, the normal is like the lightning too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the, like screaming eagle.
I got you. So it's
Literally.
it's not that people don't know about it. It's that they just don't really know about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
they'll
know
bring it to an air show.
If it lands in our airfield, it's a bad day.
Oh,
So
okay.
We don't want those on our airfield.
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous. Like I said all that. Oh, I'm going to shut up right now.
Okay. So I'm about to ask you a question that you probably can't disclose the answer to. What do you think about all these drones?
I mean,
So moving right along.
Moving right along.
geographically looking around, are there any like colleges out there that could be testing with drones?
Is that the Navy answer?
That's just my answer.
You answered a question with a question. That's sketchy.
Well, I'm just trying to think logically here.
Yeah.
Can't always just be China.
No,
or
I
somebody.
He ain't gonna throw DARPA under the bus.
No, it's definitely the CIA.
But it could just be someone testing out their own drones, and we're just reading too far into it.
That's where I'm going. That's where my state of mind has been, because it's like, man, is it the Russians? Is it the Chinese? Would they have just bombed us already if they could? You know what I mean? Like, and I can worry about it. And it might be the Chinese, and they may be just going to kill us any day. But like, I'm not going to waste my life worrying about it.
Absolutely.
Like, I got an AR-15 loaded. It's not going to help me at all.
No.
In that situation.
But yeah, I'm just trying to think logically, thinking like,
Yeah.
it can't be. It might be, but
Yeah, right.
I
mean,
hope it's just this institute that's out there.
that's what it
testing.
is. And around the D.C. area, it's probably Georgetown.
Yeah.
And they're just building drones. That's what college programs do. Drone technology.
They have grants for that, so
It could be anything. It could be literally anything. There was a bunch of lights in the air down near the Atlanta airport not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah, right in the flight path where all the airplanes come through. So, like somebody looked in the sky one night and saw all these lights and was like, oh, those must be drones. It's just Hartsfield, bro.
Yeah, nothing new.
Just the airplanes. You've just been oblivious this whole time. So let me see. What are the classified things can we test Reyes with and try to get? No, I'm just kidding.
What about the lightning strikes on the Capitol, the Washington Monument, and
I'm unfamiliar with that.
Is that I hadn't heard of this either.
That was something that recently happened. All three, I think it was I want to say it's the Capitol, Washington Monument, and the White House, all three at the same time.
Well, aren't those things in a triangle? Like, isn't that a Freemason thing? Some weird. We're going down rabbit trails now.
I mean, you guys do have the new 6th gens, right?
I'm not familiar with that aircraft. I'll be honest with you. Just our squadron's aircraft.
What's your aircraft?
The Growler.
Which one's the Growler?
Electronic attack.
Oh,
So yeah.
okay. Some Tesla airplanes.
Kind of.
All right.
So he doesn't get the B2s or the
But these are attacks and not fighters.
Essentially.
A's, not F's. I just learned this the other day. I just always thought an F fighter was an F fighter and an A fighter was an A fighter, but you got like the A-10, which is an attack helicopter, or the F-16, which is a fighter helicopter. I said airplane.
I just know very few things about the Growler, and I want to keep it that way.
The less I know, the better.
You get in one of those situations where like you need to know the stuff that you know, but like please don't tell me anything else.
No, we're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't want the Russians coming after you for intel.
Oh no,
Yeah.
please don't.
Oh man, but it's just awesome to like. It's good to have you here. It's good to talk to you.
It's good to be here and good to see you.
We used to talk a lot.
Yeah.
When you lived here, and now you moved away, and you're too cool to use vacation time on us or whatever. But
Well, speaking of vacation time, PJ and his dad Phil, we're try to talk to Phil into coming out there turkey hunting with us in the spring.
Phil Broom. PJ talked to me about this turkey hunting trip for an hour while we drove to Charlotte the other night, and you have to do it. You're in, Phil. Congratulations.
Yeah, you don't even know it.
That's it. It's done now. Phil will go.
So, I don't know what it is like bringing a shotgun through TSA. Probably easier than
people do it. Like you just gotta lock. You gotta have it in the case, obviously, and it's got to be like a really visible lock.
I gotcha. Okay.
Last time I flew, as a matter of fact, there was a guy with some kind of gun. I don't know what it was, but it happens. People travel and hunt.
I'm sure PJ's told you about the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Get all 4 subspecies.
Won't shut up about the turkeys.
Well, he's already 2 ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I got to go knock 1 or 2 down.
So you don't have one where you are now?
No.
So you got to get that bird. Never mind, Phil. You got to get that bird and not let him come up there with you.
Yeah,
like
Phil,
you're on your own, pal.
Me, but PJ, I'm sorry. Which actually during boot camp, we all 3 won the opportunity to go hunt Osceola turkeys. I go to boot.
Right.
And I call my mom one night, and she's like, "Yeah, they both got a turkey." I thought, that's so.
Phil got one like the first hour they were there. They just got out of the truck, and there's a bird. He shoots it and goes home.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
That man can do a mean turkey call.
Yeah, yeah.
Which he actually taught me how to turkey hunt. So
Phil's a solid dude.
Oh yeah. He kind of scares me a little bit.
A little bit. I was talking tough a minute ago, but I'm scared of Phil.
Yeah.
He's just not in the room with us right now.
Yeah.
All good. Tough old rodeo cowboy.
Did tougher events than I did.
Yeah.
I was a team roper. I believe he might get mad if I get it wrong. Bareback rider?
Yeah, rode bareback.
Oh, thank gosh.
I didn't know you were a roper. I knew you had been like around rodeo.
I was a team roper. I was a header. And
the header throws the rope?
Around the head.
Yeah.
And the heeler around the back legs.
Okay.
I wish I never gave that up, to be honest.
So, yeah, it seems like fun. I've always thought rodeo would be fun, but man, it looks like it hurts.
That sport, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I primarily focused on.
No! God, please, no! No!
Yeah.
No!
Killed the motivation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I regret doing that.
I mean, it almost cost you the Navy.
It did.
You know, like that was tough.
Yeah. So, never again.
Yeah.
Maybe on my deathbed, but
I mean, at that point. But I don't know. That's one of those things that you look back at 2 years later, or even it took you 6 months to get in the Navy because of, you know, you were trying to process it out.
oh, I hope that doesn't reach my mom's ears. I'm going to hear about that.
Oh, was I not supposed to say that? Your mom is definitely she's going to listen to this. You're her son, for Pete's sake.
Can we edit that out, Tank?
We can. We can cut out whatever.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, you said it first. I was like, oh, we're talking about this. We can go with it. Mom, he's a changed person now. I mean, but for real, like you just were like, hey, never again, because it took you out of something you loved doing to begin with, and it almost cost you this other thing.
Well, now I'm too career oriented.
Yeah.
So I got to stay in this.
That's awesome, man. You are a different Reyes.
Well, thank you.
I dig it.
Well, there's still some old habits that want to come out. but
Dude, there
we just
always
can't.
is.
Yeah.
I want to flip people off in traffic, you know, but
you
like,
don't do that?
No, I try not to. Because I always say, I know as soon as I flip somebody off in traffic, they'll show up at the same church as me on Sunday.
It's like,
And I'll be
oh,
like, oh, yeah.
Nah, that was me. That was my twin.
I don't know that guy. What are you talking about? But we've been, it's been an hour now.
time has really gone by.
Time does, it goes by fast. I talk to people and I'm like, hey, you want to come on the podcast? And they're like, I don't know what I want to talk about. And it's like, we're just going to talk about you, you know? And then they say, well, I don't know if I can talk for an hour. I'm like, well, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Like,
we-
you really would be surprised. But we'll wrap it up pretty soon. But I did want to say, I wanted to tell you, I don't know if you realize, me and you and PJ went squirrel hunting.
We got to do that again. while
We
I'm here.
do have to do that. You're here for another week. We can go squirrel hunting.
We can do it.
Okay.
And I have a bunch of yard squirrels.
Yes.
We can get those.
Okay. We'll put a pin in that and remember this. But I want to tell you that that was the first time I had been in the woods since Joseph died.
Really?
Yeah. You guys asked me to go do that. And I really enjoyed that time. And I wasn't going to make a big deal about it at the time because we were just dudes in the woods. But like that was a huge deal for me, for you guys to take me out, because he loved to go hunting. But as young as he was, he didn't have the patience to hunt deer.
Yeah.
But we could go out and murk a basket of squirrels and never like even sit still or be quiet or, you know, any of the stuff that little boys have a hard time doing. But that was a big deal.
Well, it was great to have you out there.
Yeah, it was
We're
cool,
gonna
man.
Go again. We're gonna have to.
For sure. We'll do it while you're here.
Well, apparently there's some kind of squirrel hunting event going on. I'm gonna miss it.
A squirrel hunting
think
event.
I think you and PJ should do it.
Okay.
So,
Is it here?
It's in Rome.
Okay.
So he's my squirrel hunting buddy.
Yeah.
I'm loaning him to you.
Okay. I appreciate that. So what's the premise of the event?
Is you shoot as many squirrels as you can, you win.
Okay.
The first night I got back, we all went coyote hunting, and after a few beers, it came up. So I don't really remember much of it, but I do remember that. And I'm a little bummed I didn't get it.
Is this like a Facebook thing or? Oh, what, does PJ know? Is he aware?
He might be.
Okay. He would be. That'd be something he would know about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that would be fun to me. So like I said, I'm loaning PJ to you.
I appreciate that.
To go hunt some squirrels.
We'll go out and murk some tree rats.
There you go. Check out
Yeah.
the tree.
Yeah. What's the status of the church? That was the other thing I wanted to ask you about.
The family church.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, after your buddy came out and surveyed it, it was like,
Dude.
onto something.
Well, that was another one of those things that like really endeared you to me. You tried to give me a church.
I tried.
You guys had an old church on your family property, and you were like, we had a church that was looking for a building, and you were like, hey, I've got a building. And then we went inside after nobody had been in there for who knows how long, and the place was just not in good condition.
Were you there where that one guy just kind of ran through the door?
The
to
big
open it?
guy that
Yeah.
took his shirt off or whatever and
I
like
don't know why he
smashed through
took
the
his shirt off, but it was just like,
No.
thanks, bud.
Yeah, nobody could find a key, and he was like, I think I can get in there.
I got a key. Ugh.
He got in. I don't know who that guy. Do you know that dude? I have no idea.
I just remember they called him Little Hulk, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He wasn't little though.
No, he was not little.
But yeah, you tried to give me a church.
I tried. I
Yeah.
tried. That's good karma.
There's no such thing as karma, Daniel. That's okay. I get what you mean. But it was cool, man. And you're a good dude. I don't care what anybody says about you.
Well, thank you.
And hopefully, through the course of this conversation, people will realize, especially Daniel's mom, that he is a different dude now.
Well, I've told Mom that she's like, you're not listening to that. I'm
Oh, you
sorry.
told her she can't?
No.
Yeah. Maybe that's for the best. I mean, even in a transformation, Mom still doesn't want to hear.
She's told me some things like, hey, there's some things I don't want to know, but then she'll ask about it. I'm like, we just had this conversation. I'm not going in depth
Well,
on that.
here's the thing I learned about Mom and Dad. They know a lot of stuff that we think they don't know. And I know that now as a dad with a teenage daughter. I'm like, oh, you thought I didn't know about that? Like,
What do you think I did back then?
Yeah, right? Like we invented that. Or we thought we did. My parents will say they invented it. But, yeah, if she listens, it's okay. He's much better off now. He's in the Navy. He's making something out of himself. He's got goals for when he gets out of the Navy.
Which, not just fingers crossed. We're going to do everything we can to make that happen.
Yeah.
And I want to see everybody, you, PJ, the whole Scram fam on a regular basis, not just 2 weeks out of a year. So.
For sure, man. So you're planning on coming back here then?
I've
after
got to, yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to use my VA loan to
Yeah.
purchase my mom's property, get back into rodeos,
Okay.
have my own hunting paradise.
Oh,
And yeah. So,
I'm in.
hey,
Whatever I can do to help, man, let me know.
help me clear the fence line.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. You
Cool.
don't know what you just got yourself into.
I don't. I have no idea how much fence line I got fence line of my own. Needs to be
25
cleared.
acres.
I got about 3/4 of an acre that needs to be clear. Anyway, we're going to jump off right there. I'll go ahead and get started on that fence line. But man, thanks for coming out.
Well, thank you for having
We'll
me.
do this again whenever you're back. And let me know whenever you're back. We'll do it again for sure.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and shake your hand.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Daddy. You're a real one.
You got it, dog. God bless you guys. We love you. See you next time.